Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Vertigo Views for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. This large park already has an excellent hypercoaster, but your task is to massively increase its profit. Your objective, to achieve a monthly income from ride tickets of at least 8,000. Okay then, so a fairly straightforward goal. We've got a nice large park, and we've got a hideous hypercoaster already in the park. We are going to get rid of that, and that's going to give us an extra, I don't know, 20,000, something like that to play with. So let's see that. We're obviously got free entry because they want us to make money from the rides. So we've got free entry, we've got transport rides, we've got decent selection of gentle rides, some good coasters, some thrill rides, some water rides, and a decent selection of shops. Okay then, so why don't we, for a change, put our research into scenery just for nowsies? Let's see if we get something nice out that we can work with. Okay, so we need 8,000 in a month from ride ticket sales. So one thing I like to do with these ones is do it by only charging £1 a go. Now this is going to be quite tricky to do on this map. So the way to do that really is to just spam loads and loads of rides, but I'm not going to do that, okay? Don't worry, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try and build a nice looking park with some nice looking rides, and we are going to be charging £1, so it's going to be kind of hard at the beginning because we're not going to have that much money, but hopefully it'll be worth it. And we'll see how far we get. And if we then need to ram the price up on one of the coasters or something, we'll do that. But let's just crack on. Let's see what we can do. October year one. So we've got some decent scenery out. So now I've switched my research into thrill rides. Okay, so we've got 500 guests in the park, and we've been making around 600 to 700 on ride ticket sales. So as the guest numbers come in, we will start making a lot more cash, obviously. So yeah, we come in, we got some seating areas and shops just down there. We got a little bridge coming around, nice big path loop. We got some flat rides down, little boats as well. And then we've got our first coaster just up here. It's called Swamp Thing. So it's a spiral coaster. Comes out, drops down, got a little underground bit, comes up and then back to the station. So that's not bad, little mini golf there. So the flat rides are what's going to help bring the guests in, and it's the coasters that are going to make the money. I mean, I say make the money. We are, only charging £1 for it. So we are going to need a lot of guests going on a lot of rides in order to do that. 8,000 of them, in fact, in a whole month, because £1 a ride, it's easy math. So yeah, I think we're just going to carry on doing this, building out the paths, building out the rides, and I don't know, how long do you think it's going to take? October year 2, 800 guests in the park, and we're making around 1,400 a month on ride ticket sales. So we've got a drop tower just there in amongst the spiral coaster, and we've got a launched corkscrew coaster here. You've seen me building these a few times, except this one's got a little bit of extra track around it. It's called Viper. Decent stats on that. Well worth £1 of anyone's money. And then just down here, then we've got a reverser coaster. It's called Jitterbug. Decent stats on that. Oh, Enterprise. Okay, we can earn some decent cash on that one. So yeah, I think what we're going to do then is just keep building the paths down and keep building rides inside. We got a nice water area there, so that'd be cool. If we can put something there. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Money wise, it's slow going, but I'm having fun, so that's the main thing. October year 3, 1,100 guests in the park. We're making around 1,700 a month. We've got a top spin just down there called Swamp Gas. We've got a crooked house just there. And we've got an Enterprise there. Round table. And then we've got Dagonet's Dodgem. So I think I'll get Editing Stew to pop up a little description to show you what these things are, rather than me going on about it, because this video is going to be long enough as it is. And then we got Tristan's tubs there, decent stats again, well worth £1. I do like building these Virginia reels. They are quite fun to build. And then we've got the Wild Irish Maid just down there. So this whole section of the park here is kind of like leaning into the Celtic mythology. And then, so there'll be a little bit of a mix of Welsh, Irish, that sort of thing. And then this area over here, this is like the swamp area. So I'm going to try and do some sort of different themes in the park, because we're probably going to end up using the whole thing. But yeah, hopefully it'll turn out really good. What are we doing for research? We're researching water rides ahead of that area in the middle. Because if we could get like a splash boats or a river rapids, they've got good capacity as well. You know, we can earn a lot of cash off them. I mean, I say a lot of cash. We can earn a lot of £1 off them. So yeah, let's just keep building and let's just keep earning that cash. October year 4. So we've got what we want out of that. So now I've switched my research into shops. Let's get a little bit of variety on that. So we've got the Lady of the Lake just there. Decent stats on that. Again, £1. Could charge a lot more. So it still need to decorate it slightly. So we've got an entrance station up there, an exit down there. Then it comes back up to this entrance. Then it comes down to this exit here. So in hindsight, doing this probably isn't the best way of doing it, because if it breaks down, the mechanic is probably going to go to the wrong station. So we're going to have to fight fires with that. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. We will see. So I've been doing a lot of pathing and stuff like that as well already. Ready for the next year, getting our cash in. Where are we on? We're still on like, we had 19 and look at that, almost 2,000 that month. So we've got a long way to go. We need 8,000. We're getting almost 2,000. So we've got a long way to go, but we do have a large park, you know. So let's see what we can do. October year 5. So 2,400 a month now. We've got 1,500 guests in the park. So we've got, there you go, Morgan just there. Decent stats on the River Rapids. And the major ride is this one here. So I just had in mind the idea of that sort of dive loop by the entrance. So I thought that was cool. So I had to try and get it to do that. So just over here then we got Galahad just there. So it drops down, goes up the chain lift, drops down, a little airtime, and then we got a little barrel roll, and then into the dive loop, and then back, another barrel roll, and then back to the station. Yeah. So I'm doing all right. I'm having fun. That's, again, as I said, that's the main thing. I am starting to think now that we've probably got about half of the park, maybe 2/5 of the park done. And we're still only at 2,400. So I am starting to think this is going to be a lot harder than I thought with, pound rides. But we'll keep cracking on. October 7, and we're almost up to 3,000 a month. And we've got this massive tangle of coasters. I've spent way too much cash building this, considering we're only going to be charging £1 a go. I could easily ram the price of this up and pass it now. But where's the fun in that? Let's see how much we can do, and let's see how many rides we can build. So this is a hypercoaster, and it's Mobius, and it syncs up pretty well. It's called Idris Gaur, and got some really good stats on that. Again, well worth £1. And then we've got a chairlift just down here called Adar Rhiannon. So there's the first station there. There's another one just up there, and then it comes round. We've got another one there, a little mini golf. And then we've got the 4th station just there. So because these loop back on themselves, so I'll have to go from stations 1, 2, 3, 4, then back to 3, 2, and 1. And then the whole thing starts again. So yeah, we're doing, how are we doing? I guess 3,000. I mean, the place looks nice. We're not making huge cash. That's because, that's self-imposed. Lots of shops and things around the place. We're probably about halfway finishing the park now. So what is this here? Slingshot. Good stats on that. Nice high intensity shuttle. Up the back, drops down through the station, loop, nice wide bend into a corkscrew, and then up the spike, and then back in reverse. Cool. And then just down here, then we have got hairpin coaster called Howler Monkey. So again, kind of like the swampy forest area just down here. So this could be the start of a space area. We'll see how we get off. We'll see how we get off. So we've kind of got like the castle area, and we've got like the swampy forest area, and maybe the start of a space area. And we've got a canvas roof on top of that. What could that mean? I don't know. Maybe the start of a new area. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I can think of. And yeah, I haven't really got a big plan. I'm just building power loops and putting rides in it. There's no grand sort of plan in place. May year 9. So I didn't check in at the end of October last year because I was in the middle of building a coaster. So I've spent most of the time building all these pav loops out. So they're all done. And then I started building this hyper twister coaster over here, and I kept running out of cash. So it's called Rumpelstiltskin. So we're in the fairy tale zone. Excitement's great. Fantastic. We were running out of cash. There you go. It rained. So that was great. Look at all that money from the shop sales, and net almost 15,000 from the umbrella cash just there. Ride tickets is fairly static at almost 3,000 most months, and we got 3,000 in March. So yeah, I'm going to start putting rides down in all these gaps now. So I should be able to start increasing that a bit more. I am having a lot of issues with the splashboards breaking down. Like I said, I knew when I built it, it could be a problem, and it is a problem. There's 4 different stations, and the mechanic is usually going to the wrong one, so I'm having to move them, and then it'll call another one, and then I'm having to move that one, and then it calls the first one, and then he fixes it. So it's a bit of a pain, but we'll get there. The intelligent thing to do would be to swap that out for 2 separate splashboards, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to leave it as it is. So anyway, let's crack on with building, and let's see how much longer it takes. October 9, 3,000 a month, so we still got a long way to go. We've got a couple of wild mouse just here called Hansel and Gretel. Decent stats on these. Simple design, just drops down under the bridge, up the chain lift, back down under the bridge, up and over the station building. I've got the chain lift pieces just on the up and over bit, just in case. It should make it over, but I'm not going to take the risk. You see, when they've got guests in, they're going a lot faster. When they don't have the guests in, as like this one is, see, that's where it's touch and go. So I'm not taking the risk. We've got a Heartline Twister just over here called the Ugly Duckling. Stats are what they are. We could make it longer, make it a bit more exciting, but what's the point if we're only going to charge £1? So, if we had we'd probably need about twice as many guests in the park for the park to even look busy. Because we've got so many rides and they're all soaking up the guests. So every ride just looks fairly empty. And then moving along, then I've got a couple of twisters that I'm in the process of building. So we'll see those next year. And then just over here, We've got, oh, it just broke down. Now it's just been fixed. We've got a flawless coaster just here. Drops down, corkscrew, up, dive loop through the photo section and then back to the station. Simple design. We just want something that's fairly decent capacity in order to bump the money up, and it's just not. It's just not happening at the moment. We're just not getting the cash, and we don't have a huge amount of space left. I mean, we kind of do, but the whole point is not to cram them in so much. So I am going to have to cram a little bit in here, but yeah, it's. I don't think we're going to do it just by doing pound rides. June, year 10, 3,500 on ride ticket sales, and we've got the Little Mermaid log flume just there. And then over here, then we finished off the Twisters. They're called the Ugly Sisters. Decent stats on them. Good capacity. Again, look at the queue line. Queue is pretty much empty, and it's it's multi-launch as well. So the ride takes a while. I say a while, 25 seconds. I mean, it's a tiny coaster, and it's not even going. What's happening to it? Come on. We'll come back to that. Maybe it'll go. And then we've got a larger Giga coaster just over here called Cinderella. Ooh, Cinderella. I'll put that A in. Oh, there you go. Now it's going. There you go. So Cinderella then. Oh, the excitement's low on this one. I'm going to have to look at that. Not that it really matters because we're only charging £1. Oh, there you go. I haven't got the highest drop height high enough. I think it needs to be a lot higher than that. I'm not sure how much. Is it 49? Something like that. It's higher than what it is anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on building. See if we can pop down a couple more rides. I think what we're going to have to do then, because we are quite far off, is we are going to have to pop down a big coaster, ram the price up, and we'll complete it that way. June, year 11. Ride ticket sales, almost 5,000. So I noticed we had cash machines, so I've been putting a load of those down. So that helped boost the guest numbers, because obviously there's more guests staying in the park and getting more cash. So that would have been handy if I'd done that sooner. I'm not sure when they came out, but there you go. You can see where I've started putting them down. So that's made a decent dent on there. We do have a lot of flat rides that have come out. So if I was to put those down, that would boost the numbers again. It would boost our ticket sales as well. So we probably would get quite close, I think. We'd at least get 6,000 to 7,000. I don't know if we'd get the full amount, but anyway. I've built the Big Bad Wolf. It's got some monster stats. It drops down, comes around, block break there, drops down into the bridge, chain left, up, block break, drops down, underground, up. We've got a loop, comes down, little interaction point there. A happy accident, comes around, threads the other loop, back down, got a turn around up here on a block break, and then it drops down, loops over that there. So when I first built it, it didn't do that. There was a turnaround just before the loop. But because every time it was going through that turnaround, the other coaster was going through the loop, I realized if I just redo it slightly, we can get that interaction. So yeah, and then it comes up, down, through that little bit of underground, and then we got a block section at the back, and then back to the start. So I was placing the block sections fairly evenly throughout the ride because I wanted to help with the throughput of the ride. And you know what? When I was testing it, it seemed to work really well. There's not a lot of waiting in between blocks, although I haven't really tested it full yet. So I've done a little bit of testing. We can charge the full amount for this. We can charge £20 a go. So we're up to almost 5,000. I think what we'll do is we'll run it to the end. We'll go to the end of the month like this. And then why don't we start it just before the end of the month? So we won't complete it this month, but we should complete it in July. Let's have a look. It says July. Let's have a look. How many days? Yeah, July's got 31 days. I'm doing that handy thing with the knuckles. I don't know if you know that one. Maybe I'll put a graphic up on screen so you can easily work out what months have got 31 days without having to learn that rhyme. Yeah, so if I open it now, we're probably a bit too close. We'll wait until the last week and then we'll open it up. I think we'll open it up now because we've got to get time for the guests to come on. So the guests are starting. Are they starting to go into the queue? Not yet. No, they are. 27th. So I've got it. Where is it? Where is it? So I've got to wait for full load, but go after 30 seconds. And also to wait a minimum of 30 seconds. I figure it should take around about that long to fill up the cars. Right, okay, so we're not going to do it this month. That's good. That is good. We didn't want to do it this month. Next month we want to do it in. So we've got a full month. So the first train out doesn't get the interaction, but all of the trains after that should get it. There you go. We're into July now. Let's check out that interaction. Again, happy accident. Oof, that only just makes it through the loop. It's because it's mostly empty. Once it's full, it should be going faster and it should go through it a lot faster. Let's have a look. No, the timing's off. That'll be a shame if the timing is off. So what are we on now? We're already on 1,000 and we're only 4 days in. Yeah, it only just makes it through that loop, even with a full car. So maybe I need to take that minimum wait time out. That'll help with the profits as well. Let's run it on fast forward for a bit. Well, that's disappointing that the interaction isn't happening when the trains are full. I mean, as I said, it was a kind of like a happy accident. Oh, hang on. Nice. There you go. That's cool. It works. So what are we up to then? 3,000 with a third of the month gone. So we are on track to do it then. All it took was was a coaster that we can charge £20 for. But that's cool. I mean, the whole point was the reason for charging the pound was to try and extend the amount of time it took so that we could fill the whole park up, and we have done that. So we are going to beat the goal. If we were charging the maximum price for everything, I wonder how much we could make. There you go. Probably get about 11,000. Oh, there you go. I think it was 10.5 we finished on in the end. Ooh, awesome sauce. Yeah, that was quite fun. And I mean, I think the park does look pretty cool. We've got some nice rides in this park. We got some fun coasters, some nice areas. We've got a few different themed areas as well. I think it looks pretty cool. We do need a lot more guests in the park. We've only got like 3,000 guests in the park, but yeah, it looks. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out, and it was quite fun, even though it took the best part of 11 years to do. It was, it was quite fun. So yeah, so this was Vertigo Views. I've been Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.